Here is the official tour of Bestieville 5.0. So basically with this, what I decided to do is make this cute little community where on the bottom floor of each of these structures, we have businesses, and then above them, we of course have apartments, and I'm gonna go ahead and tour the entire thing. This took probably about a little bit over a month to complete, and each time I was building this on live, it was for like 2 to 5 hours. So a lot of work was done on this. But let's go ahead and get into the tour of everything. I do have this on the gallery as well for anybody who's interested, but let's go ahead and do it. So just to go ahead and do an overall 360, here's what the entire thing does look like. I will say that I didn't completely finish it because I was going to decorate the balconies of all of these, but I just don't have any more effort in this one anymore, unfortunately. But here's just an overall 360 of it. And then the way that we have the layouts for everything, like I mentioned, on the bottom floor, we have primarily businesses on both sides. And then on the secondary floor, we have what is apartments. So we'll go ahead and just go into everything in first person point of view after we do like a little bit of like a floor plan of everything, just so you can understand what each thing is. So inside of here, we of course have our security office. And then in this structure over on the left-hand side, we of course have our laundromat. We have a mail room. This right here is an apartment for Topher. We have an apartment for Morgan. We have a library right here. Then we have a plant store. We have a cafe. We have a restaurant slash bar. And then of course a grocery store right here. And then a small park with a greenhouse next to it. Then on the second floor, we have the apartment for Gabs. We have the apartment for Leah. We have the apartment for Melissa. We have the apartment for Haley. We have the apartment for Lexi. We have the apartment for Aaliyah. And then we have a shared apartment with Joy and Renee. Then right here, we have an apartment for Jennifer. And then last but not least, we have an apartment for Allie. Then on the opposite side, we have some more businesses and apartments. So inside of this building right here, we have a tattoo shop, we have a hair salon, we have a spa. Right here, we of course have a veterinary's office, we have a clothing store, an art studio, we have a gym, and then obviously over here, we have a pool. And then in this structure, we have the mayor's office. So on the left-hand side, we have a small jail cell. We, of course, have the office itself. And then there is a 2-story apartment right here that's quite small. And then next to that, we, of course, have a dog park. Then over on the opposite side, we have an apartment for Fula. We have an apartment right here for Shy. We have an apartment for Shay. We have an apartment for Carly. Then we have an apartment right here for Anna. And then we have an apartment in the very back for Chrissy and Shelby. So now we're going to go ahead and go in first person point of view so we can see everything in all of its glory. So like I mentioned, inside of this right here, we obviously have our security office. So nothing too crazy in here. Just wanted to make it super techy and very easy for someone to be able to look to see who's coming and going into our town. And then on the inside, we obviously have this fence that goes around the entire structure. And like I said, over here is obviously our apartment building that on the left-hand side, we have our mailroom, the town mailroom right inside of here. Then across from that, we of course have the laundromat inside of here. Super cute. There's a dog washing station over to the side, but this is how this room turned out. And then on the right of this, we obviously have the entrance into our apartment space. So going down this hallway, we have our first apartment inside of here. Like I mentioned, this one is for Topher. So we just have a studio apartment inside of this one. And then we obviously have a restroom right here. Now, I did make almost every single restroom the exact same when it comes to the like plumbing and stuff. Same with the kitchens. I just went ahead and did different decorations to give it a little bit more of a personality. But then this right here is our apartment for Morgan. So super cute. This has our family room, dining space, and kitchen. And then inside of here, we obviously have the bedroom space. Then we have on the right-hand side, this right here is obviously our bathroom. Then going back inside the apartment, we have up on the second floor, we have a couple of other apartments to go ahead and show. So immediately on the left-hand side, this is our apartment for the lovely Jennifer. Small studio space, but still cute nonetheless. There is also an attached balcony to this one, but I didn't decorate it, so no one be mad at me. But here is the restroom inside of Jennifer's apartment. Then going down the hall a bit, we have Allie's apartment inside of here. So this one's another studio space. It is small, but I feel like it's so cute and cozy and still has a little bit of a homey element to it. But there's obviously our kitchen right there. And then over on this back side, we have her restroom. Then, last but not least, for this apartment structure, we have the apartment that's shared for Joy and for Renee. So we obviously have an open kitchen and dining space with a family room over in this back corner. And then we have in door number 1 right here. Here is our bedroom. Oh, I don't know why the shelf is invisible right now, but there's supposed to be a shelf that goes all the way across. That's weird. But here is what the apartment for Renee looks like. And then going down this wall, we of course have a bathroom right in the center. And then we have in this doorway right here, this is our bedroom for Joy. Love the way the bed turned out in here. Very, very fun. But that is our first structure completely finished. Then we're just gonna pan back outside. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just go all the way down the street and then go all the way up to tour the apartments. So that way it makes it a little bit easier. But in our next building right here, we have, of course, our library inside of this room. So super cute. Love the little socializing space. We obviously have a small little tea section over on the right-hand side. We have the librarian's desk right in the center, and then we obviously just have a wraparound of different books that go all throughout this space. Then going back outside, we have next to that is our plant store. Now with the plant store, I also wanted it to be slightly like a place you can go ahead and grab like a drink of some sort. So it's not necessarily a bar, but we obviously have this cute plant store right here, just filled to the brim with a bunch of different stuff. And then over in the back corner, you can kind of see that we have a table and chairs with some wine and then a couple more socializing areas. But here is our plant store. Then next to our plant store, we of course have our bakery. So it's a bakery slash coffee shop. Love the way that this turned out as well. I think I did a really good job with all the colors in this town. I want it to be bright and also just very, very colorful in general, give it as much personality as possible. And I think I killed that. But here is just our bakery kitchen inside of this room. And then we can just sneak a peek over into the other side. So this is technically our restaurant over here, our restaurant and bar. So you come inside, you can obviously see we have a handful of tables and chairs. We obviously have our bar as the main focal point. And then we have back in this area where I came in, we have on the left-hand side is obviously our industrial kitchen space to make all of our food. And then we have right next to it is just a restroom inside of this store. Super simple, super easy, and super cute. Then going back, we have the last building right here has, of course, our grocery store in it. So here is just a look at this. I really like the aesthetic of this. It's kind of supposed to be reminiscent of like a Whole Foods from the CC pack that I found. Obviously, there's a lot of other custom content inside of here, but this is just the way our grocery store is slayed up. And then over in this back corner, we obviously have what is more or less like a area to go ahead and grab a snack, like a concession stand, a hot bar, whatever you want to call it. But that's everything for the bottom row of these structures. Then over here, just so you can kind of see, I put a cute dog park over in this area. And then we have a small garden that just has a fountain right in the center. And then obviously in this back corner, you can see we have a greenhouse. So super cute for this as well. We just have a bunch of plants inside of our room. And then we obviously can just see that we have more on the other side. Then in this back area, I had all of the apartments be able to get access to them from the back instead of having to walk through like the business itself. So we have a trash station inside of there. And then as we make our way across, you can kind of see a couple of seating areas that is outside of our restaurant. So we'll just go ahead and show off our first apartments in here. So we have in door number 1 right above our grocery store. This is the apartment for Gabs. So you can see when you first walk in, we have this bookshelf, but then inside of this room next to it, we obviously just have our restroom space. Going down, we have obviously a piano, and then this is a just very plant inspired house. So you can see the kitchen and the family room area are just absolutely covered to the brim in plants. And then over in this back corner, you can see our bedroom is the exact same way. Sorry if you hear my dryer going off, I'm doing laundry. But here is just the way Gabs' bedroom turned out. Then going back outside, we have for our next apartment is inside of this door. So this apartment right here is for the lovely Leah. So you come inside and you can see that we have our kitchen and entranceway right next to our front door. And then inside door number 1 right here, here is the bedroom. So cute. And then we have a walk around that has us go to our restroom right here. And then obviously last but not least for this apartment, we have our dining space and family room space tucked away on the little corner next to the front of the building. Then going back outside, we have our next set of apartments. So inside of this pink one right here, this is the apartment for Melissa. So you can see it's a little bit of a larger apartment. We obviously have our family room, dining room, and kitchen all when you first walk in this open space. And then over on the right-hand side right here, here is obviously the bedroom. And then right next to it, we of course have the bathroom. So super cute for this. Then we'll go back outside and we have our next apartment right here is for Haley. So as you can see, this is just an open concept yet again. We have our family room and dining room space. There was some decorations on the counters. They got deleted and I never re-added them. So I don't really know where those went, but that was cluttered a bit. But there's a cat tree over on the right-hand side. And then inside of this door right here, this is the bedroom space, obviously. And then across in the bedroom space, we have our restroom just inside of here. Then we'll go back outside to the back of our unit. And then we have our last 2 apartments on this side of the build. So Lexi's front door got deleted. There's supposed to be a front door right here. Don't know where it went, but you can obviously see nothing was blocking it. So there's supposed to be a front door right there. But here is just the family room, kitchen, and dining space with this really cool modern window that overlooks the plant shop. So here's what this looks like. And then over on the left-hand side, we obviously have what is our bedroom space inside of here. And then next to that, we obviously have our restroom space. Then going back through our invisible front door, we have the last apartment on this side, which is for Aaliyah. So I had the hiccups / I'm about to burp. I apologize. But this is the entranceway to Aaliyah's apartment. And then over on this side right here, we obviously have our bedroom space, little boho moment. And then next to our bedroom, we have our bathroom right in here. Cute, 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 slay, slay, slay. And then over in the back, we obviously, of course, have our family room and dining space. So there is all of that. And that is everything for the first side of the apartments. Then we'll make our way through the park. As you can see, we have a couple of cute gazebos. So obviously we have this one right here, just has a couple of areas to sit and hang out. And then next to that, we have these hanging chairs that are directly across from this screen right here, which I imagine can just be either a place that someone can do like a speech or put on a show. Obviously, we have a movie screen right there at the moment, but that is how that is. And you can see in this structure right here, this is our mayor's office. So inside these double doors, I'm the mayor of this town, clearly. So here is this, right, is my office. Here is my office, sorry. So you can kind of just see it's 2 stories inside of here. And then we have over on this side is, of course, the jail. So that is the jail section for you to have like the police officer slash Joy. And then inside of here, we have our jail cell that the lovely Shy is in almost every single day because she's always up to her nonsense. And then we just have a pretty simple restroom inside of this. Then in these double doors right here, we have my apartment, my little crash pad. There's like no windows in here, which, oops. But here's just my family room and dining room space and this small kitchenette that we have over on the right hand side. Inside of this door, we obviously have our restroom space. And then we have up on the second floor of this, we have an overlook of the actual office itself. And then we have a simple bed space tucked over. Now, I did do this unit the very end of my build process, so I will say I probably would have made it better if I would have started with this one, but I was just so tired of doing this damn build that we kind of threw it together. But that is how the mayor's office turned out, slash my apartment. Okay, so next up, we are going to show off the pool section. So first off, when you come into the pool, you can see that we, of course, have some areas to hang out. We have a chess table, we have a fire pit, and then obviously down the center, we, of course, have our pool with a bunch of lounge chairs. Over to the right-hand side, there is a grill space slash bar, dining table, and then obviously we have a hot tub over on the right-hand side. Then we're going to do the same thing where we just go down the row of each of the shops, and we'll do the apartments after the fact. So this right here is obviously our gym space. I think this turned out so cute. Oop, there's an error right there. I didn't paint the wall. Oopsies. But here is our lovely gym. And then over in this back corner, we obviously have a restroom. Nothing crazy, just a restroom space. Then for our next thing for shops, we have our art studio inside of here. So we have tons of just clutter, decorations, and everything like that to make our super, super beautiful art studio. Then we have just in this back corner as well is just another restroom. All the restrooms that I have throughout the build are pretty much the exact same thing, just different colors if you didn't notice that for the commercial restrooms. But then in our next building, this right here is our clothes and shoes store. So you can just see an assortment of different stuff kind of scattered throughout. You walk down here and you'll see some clothes and some jeans and, just some decorations all over the place. And then inside of this store, it's actually a shared restroom, which is a little weird. It shares it with the vet's office, but oh well. Here's just a bathroom inside of there. And then we will, of course, now look at our vet's office. So super small and cramped, but I actually think it's really cute and cozy. I like it a lot. This build is by no means meant to be functional. It's just for decorative purposes. So if anything doesn't work, oh well, not my fault. But then we have our last building right here with our other shops. So when you first walk in, it's just a hallway leading you to everything. So inside of door number 1, this is our tattoo studio. I love this. I think this is so beautiful. I am obsessed with this. I would definitely get a tattoo here. Love it, love it, love it. And then walking down our hall, we have on the right-hand side, we have our spa. So when you first come in, there's like this cool shower meditation type room. And then we obviously have a place to get a massage. And then this right here is supposed to be more or less like a nail salon. So you have, just some of the things you would need for that, a washer and dryer to wash all of your stuff. And then back here, we have like a relaxing area to take a bath. Then back in the hall, we have a restroom inside of here. And then last but not least, for our final business is our hair salon. So this turned out really cute. Love the aesthetic of this as well. But here's just a glimpse of our hair salon. And then I did the exact same thing in the back of this where I had all of our units you get to. I have this small makeshift park that just kind of goes down the center of the building. But then up on the second floor, we'll go ahead and tour all of our apartment units. So in this first one right here, we have one for Shelby and Chrissy. This is the smallest shared apartment. So as you can see, we have our family room and kitchen space. Then over in this back area, we have where both of them can slumber. And then we have in this back corner, obviously, our restroom space. So then in this next door right here, we have the apartment for Anna. So when you first walk in, you can obviously see I have an entranceway. And then right here, we have a lovely bathroom. And then we have in this back section, we have a dining table. We have a small kitchen over on the right hand side. And then obviously we have our family room and bedroom space tucked around in this corner. Then going to our next apartment, we have this one right here. And this apartment is for Carly. So as you can see, kitchen on the left hand side. And then we have the living room space over on the right. I have a cute bar situation right over there. And then we obviously have a dining table in the back corner. Then inside door number 1, here is just the restroom. And then inside of door number 2, here is Carly's bedroom space. Now we have our next apartment right here, which just is the apartment for Shay and Jen. So this right here is the kitchen, and obviously we have a dining space on the left-hand side. In the center, this is our family room space, and then we have over on the left, inside of here is just their bedroom. So super, super cute. And then I bet you guessed it, over in this opposite area beside their hamster cage is the restroom. Then we have our next apartment is this one right here. And this apartment is, of course, for Shy, who typically will be in jail, but regardless. You'll walk into our entranceway, and as you can see, we obviously have our living room set up right on the right-hand side, and then we have our kitchen with a little table next to it. And then inside of this door right here is our potty. And then next to our restroom, we of course have the bedroom space. And then we have the last apartment right here for Fula. So you walk in and obviously have our entrance. We have our dining table off to the right-hand side. And then this is just our kitchen and family room space. Super duper cute. And then we have on the right-hand side is obviously the restroom. And then on the other side, we have the bedroom space. So that is it for Bestie Village 5.0. I took so much time on this build. I feel like there's a lot of detail. I feel like it's super, super cute. I'm excited that it's finally over, so I don't have to look at it anymore. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this build. I know it took a long time, but I feel like it's definitely a good one that I am proud of. So if you have not already followed or subscribed or commented or liked or whatever it is on this video, make sure to go ahead and do so. And if you want to see the entire build process of this, I have from start to finish every single live on my YouTube that has everything on here, so you can see it in all of its glory with probably 40 to 50, maybe even 60 hours of building. So slay, slay, slay.